Hi guys, Mark from GSN. So in this video I'm going to show you how to set the correct cutting depth for your blade. Now I've put in a little bit of scrap here and set just the two pinch rollers up is fine. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the orientation or the starting point of the blade. Now remember, with the controls here, when you can see speed and force, that means you can change those by just simply up and down, sideways, etc. When we want to move the blade, we need to take it offline, and then you'll see the X and the Y axis. So that allows us to move around to where we want to set our origin. So we're going to start there. Now remember, once you've found your origin point, you need to push origin, and that will take it back to speed and force. So never cut until you see speed and force. Okay, and if you don't see it, it's because you haven't set the origin. Okay, now the blade holder is sitting flush in the clamp there, which allows it to be a couple of millimeters off the film. Now, if you're not sure where to set your blade or how much it protrudes, we've got a video there that shows you how to do that. So we've done that, the blade's in. Now, speed and force, I like to cut at around about 100 millimeters a second, sometimes down to as low as 20 if I'm doing something really small or intricate. Now, when it comes to setting the blade up for the first time, I tend to start with a force of 50, which is pretty safe. So we've set it at 100, 50, and our orientation has been set. So we just hit the test button. Okay, now that did cut a little deep. Let's just take it offline here. So you can see what's happened here. It hasn't gone through. It's obviously going to weed fine, but it's tearing up those edges. So what we're going to do is bring our force down to 40. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Now we've just got to change our origin again. So I'm going to start there, set my origin. Okay, force is 40, let's do another test. Okay, now you'll see that's a lot better. There's no lifting anywhere there, so if we weed that off, that's just going to come off perfectly. Okay, so that is an absolute perfect depth. It's cutting through the vinyl and not even touching or not even scoring the backing paper. Let's just have a look if you can see there. Okay, so that's perfectly set up. Now remember, the quality of your work is all about what you do with your blade protrusion and this initial setup. If you're ever changing materials, you'll need to go through this setup again. Okay, when I say materials, if we were using a particular brand of vinyl and just changing the colors, you'll be fine. But if you're using a completely different type of material, it's worth just to run that through. Other than that, we're all good to go. Now remember, when you are doing these tests and setups, you might even start at a lower number. You know, I know their equipment, so I know where I can start, but you might start at 10 grams and work your way up. Now, regardless of what machine you have, these principles are the same, and these functions will be very similar on all equipment. Remember though, if you do ever go through the material into the protection strip, even if it's only just briefly or even if it's just a touch, throw the blade in the bin, okay? A blade always has to be 100% perfect. Well, thanks for watching the video, and if you want to see more, just subscribe.